Outside Arrington Ice Arena, we've got whiteout conditions, and the only thing more slippery than the roads outside is the playing surface inside the glass, but perfect conditions for ice hockey, if you ask me, as the Lawrence Vikings travel to take on the Adrian Bulldogs today. With that, we welcome you inside the press box here at Arrington Ice Arena. I'm Calvin Keys, Alex Herman joining me in a moment. Happy to have you with us here for an action-packed night of NCAA Division III women's ice hockey. Well, before we have puck drop in about 13 and a half minutes time, I'll get you set with our pregame show so you know what to look out for and some of the main storylines going into this contest. Excited to have you with us for tonight's broadcast. Players to watch for both teams. For the Adrian Bulldogs, it's Callie Wolschlager. You could have picked 4 different players really for this Bulldogs team, as they had 4 different athletes accrue a goal and an assist in their last contest, which was a Saturday ago at the Huntington Center in Toledo, Ohio against the Trine Thunder. That was a 6-1 win, but Wolschlager, one of the players that got a goal and an assist. She's 5th on the team in points this season, has 3 goals, 7 assists, and 10 total points, and 14 games played. The senior's a native of Bothell, Washington. Played her hockey for Honeybaked, though, at the youth level in the Metro Detroit area. For the Lawrence Vikings, their player to watch will be Sophia Alvarez. Last weekend in a 2-game slate against Concordia, Wisconsin, she recorded a goal and 2 assists across both contests. Those were 3-1 and 5-2 losses. Alvarez, a native of Miami, Florida, who played for the Florida Alliance program. She's got 4 goals, 2 assists for 6 total points and 14 games played this year. Now turning things over to our starting goaltenders for today's game. For the Bulldogs, they're going to go with their new addition for this season, grad student Michaela O'Brien, native of Pembroke, Massachusetts. Played her last 4 years of college hockey at Endicott, which was actually the host of the men's NCAA Division III Frozen Four last year. O'Brien this season has some great stats. She's 5-2 with a 1.05 goals against average, a .950 save percentage, and has kept other teams scoreless twice this season. On the other side of the rink, it'll be Sydney Sweeney, a senior from Prescott, Wisconsin, starting between the pipes for the Vikings. She's 1-6 on the year, has a 4.15 goals against average, and a .894 save percentage. Rounding out the rest of the starting lineups. For the Bulldogs, their forward line will consist of Carmen Anderson, Kaylee Caderet, and Una Bellin, the leading scorer for the Bulldogs. On defense, Catherine Trubin, joined by Gia Avalone. For the Vikings, their starting unit they'll be icing today is Lauren Askenazi, Delaney Kingsland centering the line with Sophia Alvarez on her right wing. On defense, Beth MacArthur and Evelyn Priadin. And as we mentioned in net, it is Seeley. Turning things over, we'll talk next about the keys to the game. Calvin's keys to the game. And today, for Adrian, one of the keys that we saw exploited to their advantage last game was spreading the wealth. They had 6 different goal scorers in the 6-1 win last weekend against Trine, trying to keep that balanced effort going, as when you're able to have all 4 lines pumping out points, pumping out production, makes it a lot easier to be successful. Also, I'd like to see some cleaner line changes from the Bulldogs today. They took a too many skaters on the ice penalty last Saturday and struggled a couple of times to get off the ice cleanly. We're very close to a couple more bench minor penalties, but dodged a bullet, so hopefully that can get cleaned up today. Finally, setting the screen. This Bulldog team loves point shots from their defensemen with bodies in front, trying to get redirects in front of Sydney Seeley. Looking over at the Lawrence Vikings keys to the game. We'll start off by talking about rebound control. Sydney Seeley's a talented goaltender, and she makes the first save most of the time. The point of emphasis for her today has got to be directing the rebound from her shots into the corners and maybe sometimes out of play to get whistles, as you have to imagine the Bulldogs are going to put on heavy pressure. And then the onus is also on her defensemen as well to clear pucks away after she makes the initial save. Secondly, and this is a key whenever a team that is not favored goes on the road to play another squad, is minimizing penalties, trying to stay out of the box. Bulldogs special teams unit on the power play operating at 20.4% effectiveness this season. So the Vikings will try to give the Bulldogs as little opportunities as possible on that tonight. And then finally, capitalizing on your chances has to be what's first and foremost in the mind of the Vikings. Bulldogs have not allowed any more than 20 shots in the last 3 games they have played, so they limit chances for opponents. And as a result, the chances that Lawrence does get, they need to make sure they score on. Well, that is it for our keys to the game. Looking at previous results, we mentioned the Bulldogs had a 6-1 win against Toledo last weekend. And for Lawrence, they lost both of their games against Concordia by scores of 2-5 and 1-3 a weekend ago. The history between these two teams, Adrian with a perfect 6-0 record, including 4 wins over the Vikings last year. The combined score between those 4 contests between the two teams last year was 38-0 in favor of the Bulldogs, looking to keep their dominance going tonight. And that'll do it for our pregame show. Calvin Keys is here with you. Alex Herman joining me for Puck Drop in about 8 minutes' time. Glad you've joined us here at Arrington Ice Arena. Should have a fun game ahead. We'll see you after the break.
firsts, lasts, and in-betweens. We're certainly not the last class to get a smile and a kiss from Bruiser walking across campus. We are never going to be the last class to begin our college careers by serving our local community and pursuing our passions. Above all else, come hell or high water, we will never be the last class to come to Adrian College and find a motivated and supportive community of students, faculty, and staff, and leave with the skills and tools needed to be inspiring industry leaders and professionals with high hopes and dreams.
Welcome back inside Arrington Ice Arena, ladies and gentlemen. Bulldogs hosting the Vikings, who made quite the voyage from Appleton, Wisconsin, through the elements to be here tonight. But let's just focus on some hockey. Icy conditions out on the rink as well, Herm.
Absolutely. A lot of snow out here in Adrian, Michigan today. I love the snow, so a good day for me. Hopefully everybody's able to get around safe, and you couldn't make it to the game tonight. Hopefully you're watching from a comfortable spot on the couch.
Let's take a look at our starting goaltenders for today's game briefly before puck drop. For the Bulldogs, they'll look to Michaela O'Brien in net. The grad student from Pembroke, Massachusetts, is 5-2 on the year. Phenomenal statistics. And on the other end of the rink, Vikings will look to Sydney Seeley. Just one win on the year, but has helped her team hang in a lot of games this season. Puck drop, we're underway. It's a great day for hockey at Arrington Ice Arena. Carmen Anderson kicking this one back as it's shot in by Cataret. Belland will give chase. Puck slides onto her stick. Anderson turning backwards, steers it for Trubin. Worked over Avalone, long shot kicked out there by Seeley, her first save of the night. Carmen Anderson unable to find the rebound. Belland saucered over. This is Trubin, unloads a wrist shot. That one was blocked in front by Priadkin, who's able to clear. Anderson turning back up ice now with speed. Working wide around the Viking defenseman Lebrec. This one left for Belland. Bulldogs get a change on the fly. Belland weaving through. Sticked away by Salerno. Looking to drop it back. Hudanish lost the puck, but Petrucia is there. Roy into the middle. Directed wide by Hudanish. Follows it up, grabs the puck herself. Jocelyn Hudanish moving around the offensive zone. Tees up Roy. That one deflected. Lebrec, another shot block. Off the bid from Maya Roy, the senior from Clarkston, Michigan. Played youth hockey with Honeybaked in the greater Detroit area. Able to knock one through craftily. Gets it to Hudanish. Petrucia. Walschlager walking in. Roy directing one on. Now Maya Roy with a slap shot again, and that's held onto by Seeley. Really strong first two shifts as the Bulldogs were able to change on the fly, possessing in the offensive zone. What did you like from those opening minute and 44 seconds, Herm?
Well, the expectation for this Lady Bulldogs squad is they've got a lot of talent. They're super deep. They're trying to go the distance this year, and this is another instance where they're going to try and dominate early and get on the scoreboard quick.
Looking to do just that. Pomerleau around the wall. Good keep in here. Long shot from Hansen that is held onto with the glove hand of Seeley. Lights dimming here in the arena. Not sure what just happened. Maybe someone accidentally flipped a light switch of some sort.
I hope that's all it is.
That's true. There is a huge snowstorm outside. 14 mile per hour winds. Wind chill down into the 20s. And 5 or 6 inches of snow out on the ground. Skating the puck on is Courtney Ben. Looking back for it, Lauren Moravchik was not initially thinking about the weather outside when those lights flickered, but that could be a developing factor in this game. Who knows? Seeley holding on to the shot after it bounced off her chest and will hold on. 17:35 to go in the first as the Bulldogs have the first 4 shots of this game. Vikings have not been able to get the puck in the Adrian zone as of yet. Dofide will line up for the faceoff with Delaney Kingsland. Knocked back by Hubenschmidt to the point. Hansen wrapping one around, gets it to Dofide. Eilina Dofide German center trying to play one back for Hansen. Puck squirts loose. Taking it out was Alvarez. Played right back in by the Bulldogs promptly. Hubenschmidt lifts a stick. Wasn't able to find the return feed, but nice work to knock it back over for the Bulldogs, Sage Biddle. Dofide. Hansen. Again, it's Biddle. Centering pass. That's cut off, but not out. Gia Avalone falling down to the ice, and a tripping penalty coming up against Sofia Alvarez.
Good opportunity early now for the Bulldogs to stretch the legs of the specialty units. They'll go to the power play for the next 2 minutes. Had a couple of power play goals last game down in Toledo, if I'm remembering correctly, Calvin. We'll see how they do on this try.
Bulldog power play operating at 20% so far this season. One of the keys to the game that I had for this Lawrence Vikings team was to stay out of the box, and just over 3 minutes in, they're going to give the Bulldogs their first power play opportunity of the night. Adrian looking to make Lawrence pay, after Sofia Alvarez committed the tripping violation. This is centered by Belland, loose puck in front. Seeley is able to cover up with 16:24 left in the first.
I think Seeley got 2 saves on this. The initial blocker save that's dropped off in the slot, we'll see here in a moment. Then the rebound was picked up. Good net front presence from the Bulldogs. There's one you see there, and then the second one shortly after. Seeley with some nice stops early.
Had to be good there on the chance from Carmen Anderson. Nice drop pass from Belland. Bulldogs set up shop here in the Lawrence zone. Belland all the way back for Roy. Hesitation move, and then looks back over to the right wing, and Carmen Anderson. Roy winding, firing, and saving it was Sidney Seeley. Already that's stop number 6 for the Viking goaltender. Hopefully Seeley is limber. You get the feeling she's going to face a lot of shots tonight.
Gonna have to agree with you on that one.
Trubin receives the puck off the face-off win from Hudanish. Behind the goal, Dofide works for Walschlager. Sent that one perhaps off the outside of the goal. Maybe Seeley got a piece of it. Walschlager still with the puck in tow. Had a goal and an assist last weekend against Trine. She'll get a chance to add to her goal totals. Whistle blows. Puck was still loose. Play will stop anyways, and we'll have a face-off on the right side with 48 seconds left on Adrian's power play. Face-off is one for Walschlager. Speeding through to grab the puck is Beth MacArthur. Able to get the first offensive zone entry of the night for the Vikings. Just under 5 minutes in, it'll come on the penalty kill. Trubin battling for it. Now Hudanish has it. Carrying it up the near boards. Jocelyn Hudanish worked in. Players battle along the near wall. Dug free by Walschlager. Long howitzer from Trubin. Missed the right post. Trubin again winds up. Deflects into the far corner. Played up the wall by Ansoliaga. Pass didn't reach Hudanish. Vikings able to kill off the penalty successfully as Trubin will keep it inside the blue line. Alvarez out of the box. Lawrence back at 5 players. Carrying it on, I believe offsides there was Sorrell. Or rather, it's going to be too many skaters on the ice penalty against the Bulldogs, I think, here.
Yep, that's
Saw
what
the
it
6
seems
fingers
like.
in the air.
That's the second game in a row that the Bulldogs have gotten caught with that. And it's funny, too, Calvin, second game in a row you've made a prediction that has certainly come true. Have that in the keys to the game there. Got to stay out of the box and watch the line changes. And unusual for the Bulldogs to commit that crime 2 games in a row.
Yeah, certainly. And I was hoping they were going to get those line changes cleaned up because we saw 3 or 4 really bad ones last weekend. The trend continues into tonight. Puck around the boards. This is found by Belland. Lofted up. Carmen Anderson off to the races. 1-on-1 with Martins. And Anderson can't get a clean shot off. It'll slide towards the Viking goaltender, Sydney Seeley, senior from Prescott, Wisconsin, will cover up. 19 seconds into the Lawrence power play. Bulldogs have possession in the offensive zone. This one fumbled by Moravchik. Anderson will strip it away. Back for Roy. This one kicked on by Belland. Loose puck. She fires. Seeley doesn't know where it is. Puck is loose. Whistle blows again, somewhat early.
This is a good shot and good awareness from Belland, a player that you have to watch out for. Check out the steal all the way in front as she takes it away. Almost got the shorty, but just barely making the save of Seeley.
Seeley able to keep it out. This one tipped on, again, just wide from Una Belland.
Una Belland last weekend had 5 points. She moved into second all-time in career points in program history with 152. How about that?
Pretty impressive numbers. Walking in, firing, it's Hansen. That one vacuumed by Seeley. For both myself and you, Herm, we are sophomores here on campus. Una Belland has been, along with Jessica Von Ruden, who graduated after last year, probably the most dynamic offensive talent on this Bulldog team for 2 straight seasons.
Absolutely. If you give the puck to them, typically they're able to find some space no matter what.
That's for certain. Walking in with the puck is Petrusha. That one didn't get through. Going down to one knee to block it was Evelyn Priadkin. This one played ahead. Avalone works for Hudanish. Wolschlager playing the puck onwards. Unable to take it away there was Martins, as Hudanish will rip a shot wide. Battle below the goal line. Spun back along the boards by Martins. To the far wall. Salerno will look ahead. Can't connect with a teammate. Petrusha skates back for it. Plenty of open ice for Avalone. Chips one forward. That one is kept in with the body by Lainey Martins. Martins, the backhander, wide of the goal as the Bulldogs are back up to full strength. Marcinkowski out of the box.
That was a fantastic kill from the Bulldogs. Took advantage of all opportunities and even got some shots off shorthanded.
Lawrence unable to really get set up after the Bulldogs looked like it was business as usual despite the fact they were down a skater.
Absolutely.
Sorrell played back down. Vikings move it off the wall. Lawrence player took a hard hit down low. That was Lebrecht. She'll head to the bench gingerly. Meanwhile, worked through. This is Gullickson off the side of the net. Follow up here from O'Hagan. Has it taken away by Marcinkowski. Rink wide feed will be angled on by Sorrell as the Bulldog forwards will change. Skating it up here is Donati. Pressured by Dofide, who will angle her into the far corner. Trying to slide through the press is Donati still. Gets it up for Askenazi. Vikings get it just outside of their own zone, but not much further. Biddle hounding the puck. Delaney Kingsland. Nice pass up for Sofia Alvarez, trying to cut back. Askenazi the follow-up. Now Alvarez, long shot. Missed the net. Sticked away by Michaela O'Brien. O'Brien still yet to face a shot on goal. Maybe she'll face one here. Askenazi steered it wide. That deflected off the twig of the Bulldog defenseman Hansen. Long point shot, right kick save made by O'Brien on the attempt from Priadkin. Priadkin checked here by Biddle. Good stick-to-itiveness by Priadkin. Able to hand it off for MacArthur. A couple of more promising breakouts for the Vikings as it looks like they've done a better job of just cohesively moving out of their own end these last couple of possessions. Back end with it, Martins. sliding into the middle. Stick was lifted. This is passed ahead by Kaylee Caderet. Biddle lofting one into Chase. Biddle circles the cage. Pass too far behind. Caderet, the follow-up. She scores!
Bulldogs doing what the Bulldogs do best. Standing in front of the net, waiting for rebounds. Great initial shot there. Good pickup right outside the top of the paint. Bulldogs make the Vikings pay as they take a 1-0 lead.
Caderet with plenty of time out front of Sealy. Goal number 2 on the season for the grad student from New Hampshire. Puck is poked back towards O'Hagan. On the 7th shot of the game, Bulldogs will finally get on the board with 9:45 left to go in the first period. Anderson do-si-dos into the offensive zone. Trubin opens up, dishes for Avalone. Belland looking for the tip, didn't connect. Vikings looking back into the middle. Nice work by one of the captains for Adrian Anderson to steal it away for her team. Belland holding, waiting, centering feed for Anderson. She had her stick tied up by Lebrec. Looks no worse for wear after taking a hard hit on her previous shift. Puck out front, Lebrec just above the goal line. Anderson will dodge a hit. Back for Trubin, long shot, didn't get by Lebrec. Able to move it for Gullickson. Can't completely clear the puck. This is Carmen Anderson. Able to move away from Gullickson. Losing her glove behind the net was Moravchik. Gullickson has her clearing attempt sealed off on the boards by Roy. Lebrec all the way back around the boards. Petrusha. Plenty of room for Olivia Marcinkowski. Through the legs of Schaub. Drawing into the lineup today is Kira Schaub, freshman from St. Joseph, Michigan. Moravchik around the half wall. This is taken away by Marcinkowski. Dangerous pass through the Viking slot from Moravchik. They're able to move it out. Askenazi. The captain, Kingsland, looking to get the puck deep. Unable to do so here. Board battle ensues. Bulldogs emerge with the puck. This is Avalone. Elevated with the backhand. Now Schaub trying to put a move on Daly. Unable to shake loose. Hudanish back to the near side. Pomerlow. Pass is sealed off by Kingsland. Now Martins. Can she hold on as it's stabbed away by Wolschlager? Ripped in just inside of center by MacArthur. O'Brien will leave it for her defenseman. Lascelles to the far boards. Wolschlager with steam. Slides one back across for Lascelles. With the angle on that shot is Sydney Seeley. And we get a whistle. 7:14 to go in the first period. Draw one over by Hudanish towards Lascelles. Salerno can't work it out. Wolschlager walking in, trying to send one past the right pad of Seeley. No dice.
I like the vision on that first shot to try and get it off the pass to generate a bounce in front.
And good rebound control as well by Seeley to get it away from the blue paint. Have to agree there, though. Good shot design with teammates crashing the net. Bulldogs love to generate second chance opportunities, and that's a habit that serves you well when you're playing against top opposition in the nation.
Yeah, and there's absolutely a right and a wrong time to go for that snipe if you have the space and skill to do it. But the better option a lot of the time is see if you can put it off the pads, put it off the body. You never know what's going to pop in front. And even though it might be considered a dirty goal, it still counts.
See often players try to go for that highlight reel snipe and then end up missing the net entirely, and it's practically a free breakout for your opponents.
Absolutely.
This one worked back ahead by Ansoliaga. Biddle can't find it. Poked back up by Ansoliaga. Pomerlo will look over for Hansen. Biddle off the back of her skate. Hansen hits Hubenschmidt. On forwards for Dofide. Knocked away. Other direction. It's Salerno. Elsie Salerno, her feed cut off by the twig of Avalone. Hubenschmidt up ahead for Biddle as the clock ticks below 6 minutes in the first period. Shot from Hubenschmidt ramped up a stick and over the goal. Bulldogs are currently ranked as the number 4 team in the country coming into this game in the poll. In the pairwise, they're number 6, which that is the method used for the playoff selection, unless, of course, you get an automatic bid as a conference champion, which is certainly the goal for the Bulldogs in the NCAA this year. Heavy collision right in front of the Adrian bench, taken by Avalone. Now Belland over center, weaving in. Una Belland holds on, circling the net. Still Belland looking for Anderson all the way back, and a drive from Trubin is kicked out by Seeley. Trubin again looking for Anderson. Great work possessing the puck for the Bulldogs, and as I say that, Vikings will steal it. Chipping it off the plexiglass was Taylor Halverson. Belland right back in. Below the goal line. This is moved on by Gullickson. Roy now in possession. Maya Roy crosses over center. Puck takes a bounce over for Belland. Belland turning back. Petrusha towards the front of the net. Puck is found by MacArthur, who skates it out. Long flipping shot towards O'Brien, who covers up, and then a late poke coming in from Ashlyn O'Hagan. But O'Brien able to keep her glove on it.
Yeah, and I think this one kind of handcuffed O'Brien. These little flip plays coming from farther out beyond the blue line can be so challenging to play, and the arc on that was perfect enough where it landed in front of the netminder there.
And for her late poke in on O'Brien, Ashlyn O'Hagan will go to the box. 2 minutes for slashing.
I was kind of confused at first as to why we saw a stoppage, but now I understand. Another good chance here late in the period for the Bulldogs. Try and strike once more. They've been rolling their lines pretty well thus far. We'll see how they fare here.
Trubin for Wolschlager here on the power play. Still Wolschlager. Dofide up for Trubin. Sets up Courtney Ben to the left side of the goaltender, Seeley. She's able to get over, track the shot, and keep a hold of it.
I've been impressed with Seeley's game so far. Seen a plethora of shots in front. Rebounds are going exactly where she wants them to, straight to the corners, and when it's in the body, no bobbling at all, just holding on to it, getting whistles.
Have to agree with you there. Done a good job positionally, especially. Dofide trying to work one out front for Hudanish. She scores!
Hard to stop a power play from the Bulldogs with a hounding offense that they have. This is a good centering feed straight to the slot, bouncing around a little bit. I have no idea how the elevation cut off on that shot from Jocelyn Hudanish, but she found a way, and that's going to help her team extend a 2-0 lead with 3:34 in the first.
Vikings will need to try and improve their coverage in the net front. We saw in the first goal, Cataret was just able to find the puck sitting there and had plenty of time to get a shot off. And then there again, Hudanish just was uncovered right in front of the goaltender. That's probably the area of the ice that needs to be most protected for Lawrence. Petrusha. Roy Reset for Nicole Petrucia again. 3:10 to go as the Bulldogs strike on the power play. Michaela O'Brien will cover up with the Vikings crashing towards the crease. You're talking about the play of Una Belland earlier on. She is first in goals per game this season in NCAA Division III with 1.14. Averaging over a goal per game sounds pretty nice. I'm not going to lie.
Absolutely. And for a team that's trying to go far and make it through playoffs like they did last year and rewrite the script, you're going to need another big year from Una Belland.
Certainly an individual who will be heavily relied upon by Adrian head coach Sean Skelly throughout this season. Lindsay Gullickson below the goal line. Pomerlow able to strip it. Marcinkowski reaching after the puck. Good stick lift by O'Hagan, working hard on the forecheck. On the boards, it's Sorrell. Too far in front of Schaub. Moravchik, and a pass fanned on by Lebrecht. Schaub couldn't get a shot off. Centering pass kicked out by Seeley on the bid from Biddle. Vikings play it in. Delaney Kingsland, arguably the top offensive talent or all-around player as well for Lawrence, will rim the puck. Down for it is Askenazi. Dofied, able to meander through and deliver it to Schaub. Long, high shot was heading over the crossbar, knuckling. Seeley holds on with a $1:44 before the first intermission.
You know what? I think this is the right play from Seeley to glove this puck down. Allows your team to get a change, get a quick breath, and then continue on with just a couple of minutes left here in the first period.
Especially when you're forced to chase the puck around the rink without possession, as Lawrence has had to do for most of this first period, those stoppages become extra important. Shot from Avalone will bounce towards the far wall, where it's found by Biddle. Biddle shielding the puck, walking in, sends a shot on, and a save made by Seeley.
I like how the Bulldogs are able to crash the net on a lot of their drives towards the net. It seems like they're collapsing in when they're set in the offensive zone, getting all of their personnel to get as close as to the net to the possible.
Adrian College 12-2 in the regular season so far this year, and both of those losses went against ranked opponents. Trubin from up top, that one in low on Seeley, covers.
You know what, I think the experience that the Bulldogs have behind the bench in Coach Sean Skelly, not only playing here at Adrian College, but with professional experience as well, helps them game in, game out, as well as in practices, because he sees a lot of things that other coaches might not, who never made it to the professional ranks. So he's got a lot of games under his belt and does a great job making sure that everybody has the right game plan and are doing the things they should be.
That's for certain. Skelly, a lot of experience playing the game, so that makes it easier to teach it to others often. Trying to move the puck through pressure was Gullickson. Has it taken away, 45 seconds on the clock. It's number 44, Hubenschmidt. Lost control. Puck taken away by MacArthur. Unable to clear the premises. Roy. Shot goes high up in the air, but somehow stayed inside the rink. Thought that one was headed for netting surely, but managed to stay below the plexiglass. That shot had quite the parabola.
Yeah.
Up off the twig of the stick and then quickly dropped off.
Hitting the Y-axis on that one. I don't even know what that hit off of, but somehow probably took a weird bounce off a piece of equipment or stick, but I didn't hear or see anything from up here in the booth, so I'm as puzzled as you are, Calvin.
If you're wondering what a broadcasting major does with their required algebra class,
that's it.
There you have it. Glad that's over.
Me too.
No more math from here on out.
Nope. I only had to take one math class. I'm glad it's done.
Same here. unless it's adding up plus, minus, or point totals, I don't want to look at any equations.
Save percentage in GAA.
There you go. Penalty upcoming against the Vikings as Ansoliaga will touch up, and heading to the box is Kristen Spang, junior from Aspen, Colorado. It's a tripping call. Aspen is a beautiful part of the country, up in the Rocky Mountains. Got family that lives in proximity. It is an awesome place to go for a hike, go for a ski trip. Certainly probably a fun place to grow up and plenty of ODRs to hone your game at.
Oh, yes. Never been that far west before other than California, so I'd like to see it one day.
Ben steering one towards the net. That is kept out, and we head to the first intermission. Score is 2-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. A minute and 52 seconds of carryover power play time to start. The second period will be in the cards for Adrian College. Our scoring summary after 20 minutes of play. We got goals from Kaylee Caderet as well as Jocelyn Hudanish. For Hudanish, that was goal number 8 on the season. Second behind Una Belland, who's got double that number with 16.
Absolutely impressive, and this is the first goal from the Bulldogs. Bad turnover in front there, but Adrian staying on top of things, making sure that they were ready to put home loose change. And the second one that we got.
Scored from almost the exact same area. Watch this.
Play develops down low, cycling around, and then finds its way towards the front. And if you're Lawrence at that point, you got to know these are where most of the pucks are going to wind up. So you got to protect that house in front, help out your netminder.
In football, they would call it putting a hat on a hat, getting a block in that sport on your man. In this case, it's as a defenseman, it's tying up the stick of the person in the net front, because other than the person with the puck, that's probably the most dangerous player out on the ice.
Absolutely.
That does it for the first 20 minutes. Bulldogs with a 2-goal advantage here at home against Lawrence. It's a winter wonderland here in Lenawee County. 40 more minutes of hockey still to play.
There are so many firsts, lasts, and in-betweens. We're certainly not the last class to get a smile and a kiss from Bruiser walking across campus. We are never going to be the last class to begin our college careers by serving our local community and pursuing our passions. Above all else, come hell or high water, we will never be the last class to come to Adrian College and find a motivated and supportive community of students, faculty, and staff, and leave with the skills and tools needed to be inspiring industry leaders and professionals with high hopes and dreams for our bright futures ahead. The people and the experiences that we are most grateful for are the ones that will continue us on this upward path for the rest of our lives. In the spirit of gratitude, thank you to my fellow classmates for being a part of this community with me. Whether we spent most of these moments together or barely crossed paths, you contributed your gifts and talents to continue the legacy of this incredible community. Thank you for prioritizing the preservation of the Adrian College experience and for continually seeking to develop the institution's ability to develop both the knowledge in our heads and the care in our hearts.
Thank you to the roommates, friends, teammates, and peers who, although we have only known each other for 4 years, it seems impossible to think about being surrounded by anyone else in the coming weeks. We celebrated each other's accomplishments, became each other's biggest cheerleaders, and never let each other struggle alone. College has been called the most formative years of our lives, but I can say for certain that these last 4 years have included both the most amazing and most difficult moments of my life. One constant, however, is the support of my friends through it all. It is impossible to thank everyone who makes up our AC family. Together, you have each played an integral role in helping us achieve this momentous milestone.
And you be proud to be a graduate of Adrian College. It's a good day to be a Bulldog. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2023.
Today's students on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time when you will always look back at and say, you know what? Those were incredibly special years. Never experienced before I arrived and never replicated after you leave college.
Welcome back inside Arrington Ice Arena. Calvin Keys alongside Alex Herman here on ACTV. Adrian College up 2-0 over Lawrence University here on what's been a snowy day in Adrian, Michigan. And we saw the lights flicker for a moment in the first period. Didn't know if we're going to see a power outage. Supposedly the power's out at the gas station down the street from the arena, so could be headed our way, but for now we'll continue to play.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the lights stay on here because always good to have hockey at the AIA.
Certainly. And a look at our stats after 20 minutes. Dominant period for the Bulldogs. Those face-off metrics are pretty impressive in Adrian's favor. 82%. I don't know if I've ever seen a face-off swing like that in a hockey game.
Well, you got powerful centers for the Bulldogs who are leading the way. They're doing a great job. That's what you practice. Make sure that you can do it well.
Michaela O'Brien only called upon twice in the first 20 minutes, but one of them was an interesting shot to save as it was flipped up in the air and knuckling towards the goal. And looks like there may be a wet area near the Adrian goal. Referees are going to check it out. In the meantime, we were talking about the strong play of the Bulldogs centers. One of the Bulldogs centers is playing her 100th career game tonight.
That she is. That's going to be Kaylee Carteret here tonight. 100 NCAA D3 games played, 29 goals, 31 assists for 60 points. And a point tonight that helps her to get to that mark, so a big congratulations.
Goal number 29 in her career in that first period. Carteret hits the century mark. And here's Carteret with the puck here. Nice move through center. Driving wide. Still Carteret looking backwards. Right kick save made to deny Tia Lascelles. Sydney Seeley, her first stop of the period. Roy over for Carmen Anderson. Belland will try and center. That one bounces off the outstretched stick of Valeria Ansoliaga. And Bulldogs will have to regroup. Una Belland up the left wing, played across, pass too hot for Anderson to handle. Belland waiting, circling, kind of like a shark on the prowl. Belland just continuing to circle the goal, waiting for opportunities to open up. Still Belland, as she'll take it away from MacArthur. Point for Roy. Anderson looking for Lascelles, good stick by MacArthur. Anderson holds on. Dish down for Carteret. Anderson again. Centered. Lascelles scores!
How about the passing from the Bulldogs on the power play? Snappy as all ever. To the top, to the left, in the slot. A thing of beauty.
Lascelles going to the top left corner to get it past Seeley. Goal number 1 of the second period makes it a 3-0 game. Power play marker for the Bulldogs. And for Tia Lascelles, goal number 6 on the season for the sophomore from Cornwall, Ontario. Hubenschmidt will recover this puck, send one towards the goal. Sealing off the bottom of the ice was Seeley. Snapped around the boards by O'Hagan. Players tangled up along the near wall. Found by Hansen. Near boards, it's Hubenschmidt. Lebrecht sent forwards. Hansen opens up. Shot was blocked. Sticking out the leg to get in the way was Lindsay Gullickson.
Love the determination from Gullickson to go down on one knee to block that shot. Takes a lot of guts to stand in front of a speeding puck, but she did it great.
Walking in, Sage Biddle. Looking for it. Unable to find the rebound as it's corralled by Hansen. A cannon off the right shoulder of Seeley. Again, this puck finds Pomerleau off the shoulder of Seeley. Hubenschmidt holding on to it. Dofide with the puck in tow. Dofide cuts into the slot, unwinds a shot. Bounces off of Lebrecq, and this can finally be skated out by Ashlyn O'Hagan. Count that as a shot as the Vikings send it towards O'Brien. Hansen moving it forwards. Hudanish comes together with Ansoliaga. Valeria Ansoliaga, a freshman defenseman from Madrid, Spain. Sliding out to grab it, Sydney Seeley covering up the puck. I'd be interested to know how many hockey players there are in the country of Spain.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you never see too many hockey players. You think of Spain for other sports, but not exactly hockey. But love to see how much the game is growing and get players from all over the place.
Typically in Europe, at the hockey rink, we think of nations in Scandinavia, like Sweden and Finland and even Norway. Bulldogs have a Norwegian in their lineup, Una Bellin, but game spreading to other parts of that continent as well, including Italy. Bulldogs travel to Bolzano, Italy, to take on the Italian national team in back-to-back games over the winter break. Split the series with Team Italy. Spun towards the goal by Lascelles, kicked away by Seeley. Taken back by Hudanish, returned up top for Avalone. Long shot that didn't hit the mark. Back down low, Lascelles walking in over Wolfschlager, the backhand. Impressive save as Seeley punched it up with the blocker and then snagged it with the trapper.
See if we can grab another look at it here. She's seen a couple of hard shots to stop in the past couple of seconds. Plays the first one in the slot, all alone backhand. Look at that. Pops it out of midair, gets it with the blocker, and seals it away with the glove.
I've never seen that methodology behind a save before, where you knock it up with one hand and then grab it with the other. Is that something you're familiar with?
I don't think that was fully intentional there. It's kind of just how the shot came off, and sometimes you go down into a blocking position, and it just catches your body the right way.
Added some style points to save number 19 on the night for Sydney Seeley. Lofted out by Priadkin. Batted out of the air by Delaney Kingsland, leading scorer for the Vikings. Oh, that one takes a funky bounce. I think it went off the stick of O'Brien, but she emerges unscathed.
That was a scary bounce there. Goaltender's worst nightmare, those low-angle shots from underneath the red line.
That's for certain. Salerno moving towards the backhand. Avalone knocking it for Marcinkowski. Courtney Benn forces it for safer pastures. Martins back for Trubin. Sent all the way down, played by Seeley, no icing. Maddie Donati has her pass, intercepted as sliding in was Bellin. Carmen Anderson in the slot. Seeley will keep it out. Here's Carmen Anderson again. Shielding off the skate of Cataret, who already has a goal in this game. Maya Roy, nice hesitation move to shake by Martins. Now Cataret, a drive. Odd bounce off Lebrecq. Seeley stays in front for another stop with shots 23-5 in favor of Adrian. 14:09 left in the second period.
I think what's great about Seeley, too, is you can see her in between players, talking to her teammates, figuring out how they want to set up in the D zone and making sure that everybody's in the right spot. She wears a C on her sweater. Not the most common thing to see for a goalie to have a letter, let alone a C, as many coaches don't fully agree with that call, which I personally don't understand, but
I think you just want to be a captain.
Could be, but a lot of the time goaltenders see the ice a little bit differently than the forwards and the defensemen do, and it helps with leadership as well because they tend to be calm and collected unless under pressure. Seeley just doing her thing here tonight.
Goalies try to remain composed, but when they snap, they snap. That's what I've seen out on the rink anyways. Poke a goalie one too many times, and this one sent out, and the shot on by Caderet, held onto by Seeley, who looks composed back there for the Vikings. Another stop.
Yeah, absolutely. And, goaltending is such a difficult position. People don't realize how much preparation goes into practices and games and time away spent from the rink. You'll even find yourself thinking about hockey, thinking about a save, maybe a goal you might have wanted back or a save you might have wanted to play a little bit differently. So it's mentally and physically taxing with the range of motion and range of emotions that you have to go through anytime that you step on the ice.
Definitely, as the last line of defense. We talked about this yesterday during one of our broadcasts, but if you're a forward and you make a mistake, you've got your defenseman to back you up. If you're a defenseman and you make a mistake, you've got your goaltender to back you up. If you're a goaltender and you make a mistake, you've got nothing behind you except an empty net. Puck sent straight out by Evelyn Priadkin. Referee heading to the scorer's booth to grab a new puck. Dofide lining up with Kingsland. Hubenschmidt returning to the point for Hansen. Hansen sends a Viking sprawling, but will have to regroup near the Bruiser logo at center. Hubenschmidt can't get by MacArthur. Dofide colliding with Kingsland. Pass here for Evelyn Priadkin, who's got space. Moving in on Hansen, tried to go back and forth. Shot did not make its way through off the stick of Ashkenazi, but nice stick handling there on the entry from Priadkin. Dofide the other direction. Has her stick knocked away. Taken by Lainey Martins. Martins trying to slide by Pomerleau, gets the puck deep below the goal line. Hansen back for Hubenschmidt with 12:15 remaining in the second. Calvin Keys alongside Alex Herman. Glad you've joined us for this NCAA Division III women's ice hockey contest. Hudanish pressed to the wall hard by Lebrecq. Great defensive positioning from the Viking defenseman. Martins moving it out. Trubin. Hudanish. One-touch deke to skip by Martins. Trying to claw it back. Pass didn't make it through. She'll regain control. Hudanish finds the puck. A nice blocker save. And tight by Seeley. Wolschlager. Avalone opens, fires. May have gone off the skate of her teammate, Hudanish. Vikings have it in the near corner. Taken right back by Wolschlager. Martins lost the handle. Vikings are tired, need to get it out, but they can't do so. Great keep in by Avalone. Pass back in front by Hudanish was sticked away. Trubin up top, walks in, shoots towards the 5-hole of Sydney Seeley, who was able to close her legs to make the save. As the NCHA standings are poised at the moment, number 4, Adrian, is in first place in the conference, 12-2 overall and 6-0 in the conference. Also tied in first place with them is St. Norbert, also undefeated. Lake Forest, Aurora, Marion, Concordia, Dubuque, Trine, and Lawrence at the very bottom make up the rest of the standings. Penalty upcoming against the Vikings here. Michaela O'Brien heads to the bench as a nice save was made by Seeley. Whistle blows as that was a C&I shot from Catherine Trubin that nearly made it by everyone. Another power play in the cards for Adrian.
Bulldogs have been absolutely dominating the past couple of minutes in the offensive zone. It seems like a lot of the time really being spent down on the left side of your screen at home, provided by ACTV. And another good chance for the power play unit. Strong line that they send out for this attempt.
Ashlyn O'Hagan, 2 minutes for interference, or rather body checking is the call. Belland behind the cage. Brought down by Anderson. Roy waits, dishes. Carteret behind the goal. All the way across. No one can receive the pass in the slot, so Roy will shepherd it down for Belland. One-touch passing from the Bulldog. Carteret up top, fanned on the pass. Just able to regain control and walks the blue line ever so well.
Good effort to keep that in over the blue. Fanned on that initial pass, but recovered well.
Puck loose in front. Comes free for Anderson. Roy slipped for Carteret one time. Try in game number 100. Carteret looking for number 2. Seeley denies her of that. Minute and 6 seconds left until Ashlyn O'Hagan returns from the penalty box. .9:46 left in the second period as Dofide comes crashing through the dot to grab the puck off the draw. Avalone down for Dofide, who Danisher intended target. Trubin hustles to keep it in the O-zone. Shot from Wolschlager sliding in. Lebrecht again, who's had 3 or 4 shot blocks now. Courtney Benn tries one. Seeley kept it out some way. Iced down by the Vikings. 35 seconds left in the Bulldog power play as Trubin will swoop down to grab the puck. Wolschlager with the biscuit. Skips by Priadkin. Spins away from a check. Dofide, the German, passing out for Courtney Benn. Went through her skates. First player back, Trubin. Dofide threaded for Hudanish. Paddled away by Seeley. Found by Ramirez. 2 goals and 1 assist last weekend against Concordia, Wisconsin. She cuts in, fires. And Michaela O'Brien keeps that glove hand loose, snapping up the vulcanized rubber disc as it headed goalward.
You know what? This is another good power play from the Bulldogs, but check out this save on the goal line from Seeley. Nice one-touch in the slot and just barely swept out in the nick of time.
What part of her equipment did she use to swipe that away, do you think?
It looked like to me she reached back with the stick. I could be wrong on that. We'll have to take another look at a future time, but regardless, that's an acrobatic stop.
Props for Sophia Lebrecht for some of her fearless shot blocking in this game as well. Couple of saves made by Seeley. In tight. Puck back for Hansen. Quick wrister. That one pinballs around. Found here by Biddle, or rather that's Schaub with the puck. Looking for Pomerleau. Paige Pomerleau behind the goal. Tangled up in front of the net are Marcinkowski and Jorgensen. Battle ensues as the Vikings are able to kill off the penalty, and now they'll clear it. Although with the penalty to O'Hagan expired, this will be icing and bring the draw right back in Lawrence territory with 7:37 before the second intermission. It's 3-0 at the moment. Is Lawrence pleased with this game remaining somewhat close over halfway through, Herm?
Well, compared to some of their other results in the past, I'd like to say yes. It's never easy when you're down 3 goals and being dominated in the shot category, but they can certainly be happy with the play of their netminder, who's absolutely taking this game over and helping it stay close. But Lawrence is also making some great plays in the defensive zone, stepping up to block shots, so that's always a good thing.
Whistle will be blown as neither team able to move the puck out of the scrum. Don't see that often. Usually you're hearing the calls from the officials to move it. That time, quick to blow the whistle with the puck tied up, but don't mind it because no one wants to watch a 30-second board battle.
Absolutely not. I'm surprised, though, that the draw is going to be taken in the offensive zone for Adrian. I thought that puck was more outside of the blue line, but could be wrong on that.
I think it was just inside the blue, barely. Roy. Dofide crashing through, as trying to clear it was Spang. Falling down to the ice in a heap is Sage Biddle. Biddle receives the feed off the cycle, turning forward, cross check down by Gullickson. Sent rink wide by Hubenschmidt. Roy, a shot, steered away off the block from Spang. Hubenschmidt winning it back, trying to find Dofide. Dofide looking into the middle. Puck bounces up in the air. She'll swat it towards the near boards. Petrusha rocked by Gullickson. That's going to be another Viking penalty as O'Brien heads to the bench to give Adrian an extra skater. Delayed penalty here as Roy had it knocked away. Touching up is MacArthur. And it will be Lindsey Gullickson, the senior from Park Ridge, Illinois, heading to the sin bin. Another body checking call. Second consecutive body checking penalty we've seen from Lawrence. 5:59 left in the second period as Adrian will get yet another opportunity on the power play. Puck is won backwards by the Bulldogs, but a little bit too clean of a draw as Trubin will have to regroup for it. Wolschlager back down low. Lauren Moravchik down to get it. They say the puck went out of play, I believe, so face-off staying in Viking territory. Minute 45 left to operate on Adrian's power play with 5.5 to go in the second period. Bulldogs lead 3-0. Trubin can't reach it. Catherine Trubin grabbing the puck. Ben centers for Hudanish. On Soliaga. Played back down. Quick up from Trubin. Looking for Dofide. Wolschlager holds on to the puck. Off balance. Gets help from Hudanish. Trubin. Wolschlager again. Callie Wolschlager circling here on the power play. Halfway through, they find Courtney Ben on the back door. She scores!
Another power play goal for the Bulldogs. The passing on full display. That was an unbelievable feed from down low. And a good job hammering home that pass. Bulldogs up 4-0.
Paige Pomerlow serving up an apple for Courtney Ben. Ben's fifth as a Bulldog. The freshman, a powerful one-timer to beat Sydney Seeley with just under 5 minutes to go. Shots already at 31 for Adrian. Just 6 so far for the Lawrence Vikings. Kaylee Caderet steps in to take the draw. One back. Pomerlow opts not to shoot. Instead was looking for Anderson. Hansen, D-to-D. Back across the grain. Anderson's shot off the leg of Donati. Regains possession. Hansen, wrister. Left pad save, Seeley. Belland. Buzzing around the zone. The Norwegian gets the shot off. Doesn't get through. Anderson falls down to the ice, and the Vikings will finally clear. Hansen back on for Anderson. Lebrecht has the puck ramp up high in the air. Hansen to recover. Pomerleau for Belland. Una Belland waiting. Looking for help to arrive. Short of Carmen Anderson. Marcinkowski battling for it. Puck makes its way to Kristen Spang. Belland for Hansen. Marcinkowski is sealed off just inside the Viking zone. This is Roy behind the net. Maya Roy skating away from Lindsay Gullickson. Spinning around there was Schaub, lost her footing. Hansen will play it deep. Sealy to leave it there for Beth MacArthur. Around the boards, swooping in. It's found by Petrusha. Vikings back along the half wall. Lawrence has definitely been committed to defense, slowing the pace of the game down in order to make life a little bit more difficult for Adrian Herm.
Absolutely. Only 4 shots this period. Bulldogs with many more than that. Difficult to play the game when it's lopsided in one end.
Face-off coming up just outside the Lawrence zone. Dofide stepping up to take the face-off against Delaney Kingsland and wins it cleanly. Dofide skates in, has help, nice saucer, puck loose, just squeaks by the left post.
How did that one stay out?
Follow-up chance, whizzing in off the stick of Petrusha. Vikings dodge a bullet. Anciliaga forces it out. Thought surely we were going to see goal number 5 for the Bulldogs, but not to be, as that's a hand pass from Sage Biddle. 1:54 to go in the second period. That will bring the draw all the way back in Bulldog territory to the far side. Maya Roy passing the puck on for Sage Biddle, too far behind Hubenschmidt. This will go down for icing. Very close there, as it looked like Donati had an opportunity to play the puck, but icing the decision. I want to take a moment and wish my dad and grandma a happy birthday. It's their birthday today. I won't say how old they're both turning. You know, I feel like that'd be kind of counter out the birthday wishes. But happy birthday to them.
Happy birthday to the Keys family.
Grandma Lala and my dad, Tobias Keys. Another year around the sun. Thankful for all you guys have done for me, and would not be here in this position being able to broadcast these games without you.
Good day to have 2 feet on the ground.
Certainly. Happy birthday to them. And again, happy birthday to you, Herm. Birthday was 2 days ago. Big 23, it's your Jordan year. All the confetti and streamers you can handle. Should have brought a kazoo with me for the broadcast tonight. I'll spare the viewers at home from that sound effect. Hudanish looks backward. Trubin, long shot. Turned aside by Sealy in the final minute. Gia Avalone, Hudanish directed towards the goal. Tia Lascelles. Jocelyn Hudanish, a shot that's sticked away by Sealy. Funny story, it's my dad's birthday today, but he had a surprise birthday party thrown for him about a week ago. And went to, my mom got him to go to their friend's house. They walked in and to grab something, and he was initially like a little bit upset because he thought that all of his friends were hanging out without him when he was going to pick something up from their house. But then we all had to explain to him, we're surprising you for your birthday. So I thought that was pretty funny. It turned from FOMO to elation. Lickety split. Thought that was hilarious. Hudanish winning the faceoff away from LC Salerno. Trubin opening up, very shifty back at the blue line. Wolfslager handcuffed Sealy, but stayed out. Odd bounce there as Sydney Sealy thought she had it. That one, I believe, sent off the post by LaSalle. Final 10 of the second. This will be possessed by LeBrecq. Shot around the boards with the clock expiring. Last ditch shot from Trubin. Misses the net 4-0 as things stand after 2 periods of play. Saw 2 goals in the first period coming from Kaylee Cataretz as well as Jocelyn Hudanish. And we get goals in this period, one of them coming from Courtney Ben on the power play. 4-0 as things stand. Glad you're with us here on ACTV. 20 more minutes yet to be played. We'll be back after these messages with the conclusion of tonight's NCAA contest.
There's so many firsts, lasts, and in-betweens. We're certainly not the last class to get a smile and a kiss from Bruiser walking across campus. We are never going to be the last class to begin our college careers by serving our local community and pursuing our passions. Above all else, come hell or high water, we will never be the last class to come to Adrian College and find a motivated and supportive community of students, faculty, and staff, and leave with the skills and tools needed to be inspiring industry leaders and professionals with high hopes and dreams for our bright futures ahead. The people and the experiences that we are most grateful for are the ones that will continue us on this upward path for the rest of our lives. In the spirit of gratitude, thank you to my fellow classmates for being a part of this community with me. Whether we spent most of these moments together or barely crossed paths, you contributed your gifts and talents to continue the legacy of this incredible community. Thank you for prioritizing the preservation of the Adrian College experience and for continually seeking to develop the institution's ability to develop both the knowledge in our heads and the care in our hearts.
Thank you to the roommates, friends, teammates, and peers who, although we have only known each other for 4 years, it seems impossible to think about being surrounded by anyone else in the coming weeks. We celebrate each other's accomplishments, became each other's biggest cheerleaders, and never let each other struggle alone. College has been called the most formative years of our lives, but I can say for certain that these last 4 years have included both the most amazing and most difficult moments of my life. One constant, however, is the support of my friends through it all. It is impossible to thank everyone who makes up our AC family. Together, you have each played an integral role in helping us achieve this momentous milestone.
And you be proud to be a graduate of Adrian College. It's a good day to be a Bulldog. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2023.
Today's students on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time when you will always look back at and say, you know what? Those were incredibly special years. Never experienced before I arrived and never replicated after you leave college.
Welcome back inside Arrington Ice Arena, everyone. 20 more minutes separate the Bulldogs from trying to close out a home win in the first half of a weekend series. They are up 4-0 over the Vikings of Lawrence University. With that, we welcome you up inside the booth. Calvin Keys alongside my good buddy Alex Herman. So far the story, Jocelyn Hudanish has 2 goals, and Kaylee Caderet a goal and an assist in her 100th career game as a Bulldog.
4-0 the score. Domination is the performance for Adrian College at the moment. There you see the stats, 41 shots to 4 at the moment. Bulldogs doing a great job. 3 for 6 on the power play tonight, so they're 50%. That's a pretty good stat. That should hopefully help bump their percentages a little bit more.
Face-off wins still near 75% for the Bulldogs. And for Lawrence, we talked about them needing to stay out of the box with how well the Bulldog power play operates. There's been 10 penalty minutes called against the Lawrence Vikings, given Adrian 5 power play opportunities, and they've scored on 3 of them. Belland. Trubin down for Anderson, drops it off for Belland. Shot won't get through. MacArthur looking to pitchfork the puck out. Finally able to shoot it out here. Avalone back to grab it. LeBrecq can't get by Belland. Now Anderson frees up Dofide. Blocker save made by Sealy. Still the Bulldogs dig away at it. Belland sets up Petrusha. Great shot block. LeBrecq, and then a nice glove save made by Sealy. 1 minute and 7 seconds into the third.
Goaltending saves and shot blocking clinic on full display right there. Sealy with a couple herself, and her teammates coming up large as well. Those are some grade A scoring chances too from in between the hash marks.
Nice move by Biddle. Knocked away by LeBrecq. Both teams battle along the near boards. Hubenschmidt will spin it back down. Biddle. Centering attempt was picked off by Salerno. Vikings get it back into the Bulldog zone where Dofide has a pass bounce for Petrusha, who turns it over and gets over quickly to shut down O'Hagan, pinning her to the boards. Nice recovery there after the turnover, Herm. Biddle with the puck on her stick. Sage Biddle in tight on Sydney Sealy, who shuts her down. And Hubenschmidt getting pushed around a little bit there in the aftermath.
Looked like she was just driving the net hard. Always have to protect your netminder. Lawrence doing a good job of it there.
Hudanish lining up with O'Hagan for the draw. 17 versus 17, and the 17 in yellow will get chalked up the face-off win. Wolschlager gives, gets back, tipped right in front by LaSalle, but it's wide. Roy back with the rubber disc. Petrusha returns for Maya Roy. Sent it just outside of the blue line. Roy continues to work it forwards. On Soliaga. Starts the breakout for the Vikings. O'Hagan can't get it outside the blue. Lauren Moravchik met by a herd of Bulldogs. Back out to the neutral zone. Off the skate of Hudanish. In on the forecheck. This is Hansen in the neutral zone. Looking to play it ahead. Hudanish through the middle. Jocelyn Hudanish looking for a hat trick shot. Unable to get by Moravchik. Vikings ice it. Bulldogs with 40 more shots than the Vikings right now. So we'll have another draw in Lawrence territory, 3:12 into the third period. Draw tied up by Marcinkowski. Able to get through for it is Schaub. Courtney Ben lost the puck, bounces off for Pomerleau. They say the Vikings played it back in, so no delayed offsides. Bulldogs able to just head right back into the zone. MacArthur across. Moravchik moves it onwards. Pomerleau able to receive the puck. Ben into the middle. Moving up ice, Kira Schaub. Here's Schaub to the backhand. She'll opt to hold on instead of trying a shot. Schaub's second appearance of the season for the Bulldogs. Still looking for her first career point. In the near corner, this one battled for. Avalone played forward. Ben tried to knock it out of the air, unsuccessful. Ashkenazi taken down by Avalone. Maybe an odd man rush developing, but the Vikings hurry back. It's Ben. A shot bounces off of Seeley. All the way back for Kingsland. Lobbed up over Carteret. Another haphazard line change by the Bulldogs. Avalone around the boards. This is moved on. Back for Gia Avalone, who will skate up ice. High pass. All the way down, found by Josie Daly. Daly quickly lost the puck to Carmen Anderson, who has Belland with her. Una Belland, angled away by the stick of Seeley. Carteret recovers. Sent across the goal by the alternate captain for the Bulldogs, Trubin. Belland in control. She's able to move the puck for Carteret. Carmen Anderson below the goal line. Working from low to high. Anderson goes down on the wall. Scrum ensuing. Carteret chases to the near corner. Dropped for Anderson, a shot. Sealing the post is Seeley. 14-17 left. I want to congratulate the bass fishing team of Adrian College. They just brought home a national championship. Who are the athletes that brought home that title down south in Kissimmee, Florida, Herm?
Let me take a look there for you.
It's the 15th annual Major League Fishing title that the Bulldogs were able to bring home. As Biddle, her shot deflected up off of the stick of Gullickson and all the way up off the ceiling.
It's the duo of Braylon Eggerding and Lucas Washburn for the bass fishing team. I think one of the underrated teams here on campus. People don't realize how good they actually are. They do a whole lot of winning. And this year, taking it all away.
That's a long drive down to Florida with your boat. Moving in here, trying to get on the board is Gullickson. Did all the work to get towards the net, but just skied it over the frame. A little bit of a defensive breakdown for the Dogs. Played forward by Moravchik. Petrusha for Roy, and tight. The finish. Eilina Dofide scores.
Yet again, cannot give space to the Bulldogs in front of the net because they will take advantage. Loose rebound, nobody covering. 5-0 to score for Adrian College with 13:33 left to go in the third period.
For Eilina Dofide, the native of Bergheim, Germany, goal number 10 on the season. Last year, she was more of a depth center for this Adrian team. This year, I feel like she's taken a more prominent role. LaSalle. Entry cut off by MacArthur. Hudanish moving it out front. That one caught a Viking up high. That's Priadkin holding her side, going to the bench. I certainly hope she's all right. That shot caught her awkwardly. Hudanish moving on, beat the glove hand of Sealy, but missed the net. Carrying in Salerno, but they say it was offside. Still 12:41 to play in this 5-0 game in favor of Adrian College, wearing their gold uniforms today. Adrian has a lot of cool jerseys. They've got yellow, gray, white, and black, I believe.
Yep, and they used to have the camo jerseys just like the men's NCAA teams, but I have to say I like these yellow jerseys. Be interested to see what it looks like with the black helmet, but white bucket's not so bad as well.
I said this last season. I think that the women's NCAA team has the best jerseys on campus. That's my opinion.
They're certainly the most unique. Got that script logo and numbers on the front of the chest. They're not bad. I'm a little bit biased towards my team, but, you know, that's how it goes.
The AC Shield for ACHA Men's Division II. When do you guys play next?
That's going to be next week out in Illinois against Illinois State. Our overnight trip for this season. Should be a fun one.
Trying to make the Redbirds the Deadbirds on the road.
See what happens.
I got to know a lot of students from Illinois State on a mission trip last summer, and they would always say Redbird or Deadbird. I think that's the slogan for the school. So hopefully it's the second one when you guys face them next week.
Yes.
Less than 12 to go. How is Illinois State doing this season? Is that going to be a difficult contest?
You know, I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. We always approach every weekend like all the teams do here on campus. The mindset, you got to go in and win. You got to score, stay out of the box, play your game, and play the system. So I think we're approaching it just like we do any other weekend regardless, and just got to play hard.
Sounds like a good plan. Kira Schaub in transition after the turnover. Alvarez will strip it from her. This is knocked back on by Ansoliaga, the Spaniard. This one sent between the deep pairing of Avalone and Trubin. Icing wave. Avalone finds the tape of Sorrell. Marcinkowski wedging one by a Viking. Sorrell. Back for Avalone. Trubin keeps it inside the Vikings enclosure. Finally skated out now by Sofia Alvarez. Avalone to move back for the puck. This is dropped off for MacArthur. Rink wide feed. Big save made by O'Brien. The best she's been tested to make tonight. Off the shot from Valeria Ansoliaga.
Textbook blocker save from O'Brien there.
Now taking it the other way. Carmen Anderson waiting, shooting, Sealy saving. Trubin knocked over in a heap. Delayed penalty to the Vikings. It will be the 6th opportunity on the power play coming up for Adrian as they get an extra skater in Hudanish out there. Or correction, the 7th power play they'll get today. Vikings finally touch up. 5-on-4 upcoming. Penalties against Lainey Martins, the senior from Snowmass Village, Colorado. And the 3rd body checking call we've seen against Lawrence tonight.
You know, at this point in the game, another penalty is really not what you want for your squad. Down by 5. Bulldogs have already put away 3 power play goals in their first 6 attempts. So they're at 50%. Snapping the puck around real well.
In control as the Bulldogs start off the power play. Trubin sets up Ben. Oh, Danish looking for the hat trick. Choked up on her twig to make it happen. Another chance. And Ben can't tap it in. Trubin. Ben, rink wide for Callie Wolschlager. Down for Dofide, back for Wolschlager, missed the net. Trubin, just outside the blue line. This is controlled by Wolschlager, skates back in. Left for Hudanish across. Ben couldn't find it, but will deal it for Trubin. Tipped up high by Hudanish, off the top of the dasher boards. Down low, Dofide centered, Hudanish, the rebound. Where's the puck? Referee points to the faceoff dot on the far side. Alex Herman points to the net to signal goal. What did you see on the play there?
I thought this puck just dribbled in over the goal line.
I thought so too.
Looked like as Seeley was going to make the pad save, it snuck behind her, but officials saw it. They had the angle down there, and they wave it off.
Face-off is one back for the Vikings. Priadkin didn't get everything behind that clearing attempt. Roy for LaSalle. Belland, Anderson, quick shot. Off target. LaSalle. Back down for Belland. Looking into the middle for LaSalle. Missed the net. 29 seconds left on the Adrian power play. MacArthur has it pickpocketed by LaSalle. Una Belland now. Anderson tries the same shot. Again, misses wide left. Caderet for the captain, Maya Roy. Belland, Anderson. Snake bit from that right side of the rink. Skated out and cleared down by Ashlyn O'Hagan as the penalty against Martins expires. Successful kill for the visitors. LaSalle moving back on. Looking across. Finds Belland with 7:35 to go. Low shot. Loose on the doorstep. Carmen Anderson pushed away from the goaltender. And a stoppage in play. Sydney Seeley continues to battle. Down by 5 goals.
51 out of 56 saved here tonight. Good stat for her. Been talking about her all night long as she's come up pretty big with a whole bunch of different stops. Be interested to see who winds up getting the nod for tomorrow afternoon's contest as these two teams are set to square off again.
Circling with it is Sage Biddle. She's gotten a decent amount of ice time so far tonight. Dofide for Biddle. Opens up. Able to find Annika Hansen. Hansen controlling the puck well. Patient approach. Martin's able to knock it away, but unable to do any more than that. But a much needed clearance. She heads off to the bench to get a breather. Biddle trying to knock it on. This is scooped up by Dofide. Eyes up, looking for passing options. Mishandled. Backed up by Hansen. Biddle had it poked away by Moravchik. Now Dofide to the backhand. Can't get it over the blocker of Sydney Seeley. Clock ticks down to 6:20. On the far side of the rink, it's Hansen for Pomerleau. Back for Annika Hansen. Into the middle for Biddle. Couldn't get good wood on that shot. Played out. Off the skate of Pomerleau. She'll regroup the Bulldogs. Nifty spin. Shoots in. Seeley to leave it for Moravchik. Nice spin of her own. Centering feet ahead for Kingsland. Delaney Kingsland trying to get by Trubin. And whistle blows.
Not sure what this one was for. Was it icing or offsides? Is there a penalty?
Must have been offsides. It's the only thing I can think of. Why we would see a face-off at that dot.
Yep.
A little bit of a late whistle, perhaps. Adds to the confusion. Off the skate of Schaub. Marcinkowski. Controlling. Olivia Marcinkowski rubbed out along the boards by Daly. Schaub. Nudged off the puck by Lebrec. Trubin. In tight, Kira Schaub. Great chance. Sorrell, the follow-up with a howitzer. Puck nowhere to be found as knocked onto her back is Marcinkowski. Right onto the tailbone. 5:04 to go in the game.
How about that spin around backhand attempt in front of the net?
Kira Schaub looking for her first collegiate goal is denied by Seeley. Schaub for Sorrell. Trubin. Avalone. That one up to the rafters and is out over the plexiglass. Replacement puck will be acquired. Face-off coming up on the near side of Viking territory. One back for MacArthur, who's been logging tough minutes on defense for the Vikings. Salerno off the boards. Michaela O'Brien will touch the puck for the first time in a while. Schaub looking to scamper on. This is drawn forward by Avalone. Avalone weaving. Tries a backhand away from the goal. Centered. On for Lindsay Gullickson. Chips by Trubin. Able to get to it. Waiting for help to arise. Centering pass. MacArthur off the toe of Michaela O'Brien. Hodanish skates it out. This one in behind the goaltender, Seeley. MacArthur. O'Hagan trying to start the breakout with under 4 to go in the game. Airmailed out. Caressed by Petrucia. Sticks it by MacArthur. Saucer that is taking funny bounces below the Viking goal line. LaSalle returns for Roy. Maya Roy sent it right to Moravchik. Able to clear only as far as Petrucia at center. Hodanish tried to hand the puck off. Instead, it's turned over. And Ashkenazi off to the races. Catching up to her as Maya Roy got on her horse to prevent what could have been a potential breakaway. Moravchik onwards for Ashkenazi. Dofied looks for Petrucia. Off the boards, Maya Roy could be in here. Puck too far ahead of her. Seeley slides out of the blue paint to smother it.
It's an interesting play there by Seeley to lay down there to cover up the puck so far out of the crease rather than just play it with the stick, but executed the way that she drew it up. And we continue with 2:53 left to go in the third.
Players encroaching inside the face-off circle. Draw one for Sage Biddle. Nice move by Biddle. Still looking for it. Dofi trying to tuck it home. She took a stick to the midsection. It's down on the ice. Now back up on her skates. Positive sign. Draw one for Sage Biddle. The transfer from Norwich deflects a shot towards Seeley, who gets eyes on it and gets a glove on it. Michaela O'Brien going for a little skate back in her own end, trying to keep herself entertained. She's faced 8 shots so far in the game. Don't want to say it's necessarily a tough day to be an Adrian goaltender because your team's making it really easy on you, but maybe you'd like to see some action. I don't know. What's your perspective on that?
It's a love-hate relationship with games like this. Sometimes you like being on the receiving end of a lot of shots. Sometimes you don't. And the same thing goes for not seeing a lot. It's never easy to stay warm and keep yourself focused. Had a game like that earlier this year myself against Central Michigan. Only saw 4 shots after 60 minutes, and the biggest question that I had was, what were you doing the whole entire time? And I was like, just waiting for them to come down and take another shot. Got to stay ready. You never know when it's going to happen. So
what do? You just stand there and watch the game pretty much?
Stand there and watch, try and read plays, recognize patterns. Talk to your players if you can.
Maybe pop the old AirPods in when no one's looking. Four shots, wow. That's half of what O'Brien's seen.
The nice part about seeing a low shot total is that we know that this Adrian women's NCAA squad certainly has a lot of talent.
Ben chopping it forwards. Skating into the path of the puck is Olivia Marcinkowski. Nice deke. Trying to poke it home. Seeley says no. O'Hagan the other way. Sliding the puck away from Catherine Trubin. Ashkenazi. Avalone for Trubin. Played onwards. Lauren Moravchik. Puck is handled, sent onwards. Kingsland caught awkwardly. 1 minute away from another Bulldog victory. First of 2 games between these sides this weekend. Perhaps we'll see Annie Gilbert maybe we'll see Annie Gilbert in the game tomorrow. Splitting time. O'Brien's probably been considered the starter this season, although the sophomore Gilbert's been good as well. Avalone shooting the puck around. Cuban Schmidt has it. Trying to break free and find a last-second goal, but steered it wide. This one sneaks out off the blade of Halverson. Roy right back in with 10 to play. Martins will steal. Shot down towards O'Brien, who will let the clock tick down. That's another Bulldog victory. Final score, 5-0. Adrian College gets the win on home ice. Callie Wolschlager in her 100th game gets a goal and an assist. 2 goals for Jocelyn Hudanish and a 9-save shutout for Michaela O'Brien, her 3rd of the season.
Yeah, and head coach Sean Skelly earning his 125th career victory with the Bulldogs. Now at 125, 21-7 overall in the past 6 seasons. So impressive numbers from him. And round number 1 for the ladies in the yellow, black, and white.
Bulldogs take this one. Again, glad you've joined us. If you enjoyed our coverage of Adrian College athletics today, please hit that big red subscribe button below so you never miss the latest going on here in athletics on Adrian College's campus. Additionally, we'd like to encourage you to check us out on all social media platforms at Adrian College TV. Tomorrow, these same sides will be facing off at 3 p.m. And Herm, you'll have the call for that one. I'll be over at the Marilat Sport and Fitness Center as the Adrian Bulldogs men's basketball team hosts the Hope Dutchmen at 4 p.m. Stay safe on the roads, everyone. I have to imagine this is probably one of our most viewed broadcasts of the year. Not a lot of people in the seats with the treacherous weather conditions. Hope you've enjoyed this broadcast from wherever you're watching. And we'll stay here for a moment as the 3 stars of the game are announced for the Bulldogs. I think we'll have Jocelyn Hudanish as the first star. Wolschlager number 2. And then for number 3, I believe Dofide may have a goal and an assist as well. That's my prediction. Any bold predictions for you, Herm?
I think maybe you could throw Michaela O'Brien in there. End of the day, shutout to shutout. So.
Sure. I was thinking the same thing, but 9 saves isn't a great workload. Good problem to have. See who our 3 stars are. Just waiting on the announcement here.
Here are the 3 stars tonight, all from Adrian College. The 3rd star, wearing number 27 with 1 goal and 1 assist.
1 goal and 1 assist tonight. It's Courtney Ben, number 27. The freshman, or sophomore rather, from St. Peters, Missouri, with a 2-point night. Kaylee Cataret getting honored. It's her 100th career game as a Bulldog. She had a goal and an assist today. Grad student from Barrington, New Hampshire, gets the 2nd star. And they'll give the number 1 star to Eilina Dofide, native of Bergheim, Germany. Dofide played for the Ontario Hockey Academy before coming to Adrian College. The junior played a great game today.
That she did.
And that'll do it. Jocelyn Hudanish also with 2 goals in this one. Michaela O'Brien, the 9 saves, shutout in net. That's a wrap for our entire crew. Alex Herman, Nikita Samsonenko, I'm Calvin Keese. Have a great Friday night, Lenawee County.
continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. ...161